I was going to say, I can't imagine saying, babe, I'm going to go and be a resident in Ibiza.
Yeah, it doesn't
surrounded
work.
by...
It just doesn't work.
Did you try saying that or no?
People don't remember you for how you look, how you speak, how you smell.
Yeah.
I remember how you made them feel.
If you need to spend 6 hours making a proposal that is shit hot and is going to get you that job, spend those 6 hours.
Being your authentic self in any situation is always going to might not give you the best turnout, but it always gives you the real one.
Yeah, if I'm going ahead and, saying yes to those temptations every one of those times, where is that going to get me? Into a hole 6 foot deep.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Gooms Podcast. This episode is brought to you by Tall Property Group, and if you're looking for somewhere to stay in Manchester, make sure that you click the links in the description. Enjoy the episode. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Gooms Podcast, episode 41.
Hey, home.
Yeah, we've been working.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, bro, would you like to introduce yourself? Got a special guest on today.
So I'm Will Mack. I am from Preston, UK, but I've been sort of everywhere around Europe and the world. I'm a DJ, creative agency owner, producer, songwriter.
What the fuck could be spitting on us right now?
There's a few leaves in my book, so to speak. But yeah, that's kind of like a nutshell of who I am.
One of the coolest things that I think that you get to do is you get to travel with your work. That's cool.
100%. That's like, for me, was the main thing that I wanted to be able to do was work and travel at the same time. But at the same time be building a wider, bigger something.
Yeah.
Just quickly, where's your favourite place that you've gone to?
That's tough.
Bring that mic in for me as well if you can, bro.
Yeah.
Sorry. Just if you can bring it
in here, yeah?
Yeah.
Is that better, yeah?
Yeah, much better.
That's really tough, but the Mauritius was incredible. That wasn't even for work. That was purely going for leisure. But for me, that's just a place in the world that is so fucking beautiful. It's crazy.
Nice.
Wait, what was it? You just went on a holiday, like?
Yeah, Mauritius. So it's like
you in a Mandisi with a special person, family.
South Africa. It's like the Southeast Africa off the coast.
Okay.
It's just this like tiny island. It's actually strange because everything that you see on like your social media, like TikTok and stuff, it's like resorts. But when you get there, it's like quite derelict in places. It's homeless, like a lot of homelessness.
It's culture,
so you drive through all of this homelessness, and then you get to your resort that is like this so blissful place, but you walk 2 minutes out of it and you've got a guy on the streets selling like empanadas and shit. It's nuts, but it's a beautiful place.
Yeah. I can imagine.
Yeah.
The way to kick this off for me, I just want to give the audience a bit of an introduction to you. Obviously you're a successful DJ, you have a successful business, you've traveled the world and done some pretty spectacular things. You've DJ'd at Printworks, you've done a UK tour, you've DJ'd at one of the biggest, I think, clubs in the world, if I'm saying Ocean Beach. I want to bring it back to how all of this stuff kind of started and how we've got today the Will Mack that we do.
Okay. It might take a little while, but
don't worry about that.
We'll run through this.
We got time, man.
So it started 11 years ago. So I was 14 in high school, skinny little white kid, and was just kind of feeling out the things that I maybe wanted to do in my life. So I was watching a lot of, back then, like EDM was a big thing. So your Martin Garrix, like all that shit, Avicii stuff. It was huge. Like you'd see it all the time, all over social media. And I became very influenced by that and sort of ended up going down that path of saying, Mum, I want to be a DJ.
How did that get taken?
At first, not very well. She was, it got taken well because it's my mum and she always like will embrace the things that I want to do. But she was kind of skeptical because I'd always had those, as a kid, you always have little things that you dip in and out of. You'd be like, yeah, I want to do this. And then 2 weeks later, it's like, okay, yeah, fuck that. I'm not doing that anymore. So she embraced it. And then I got my first set of decks for finishing my GCSEs. And then I was playing at like friends' birthday parties, 18ths. The first gig that I ever did was in one of my friends' garages with like this shit smoke machine.
Were you like teaching yourself, or did you actually have a mentor? Or how did?
So at first I was teaching myself, and then
YouTube.
YouTube and just literally just having a play with the decks and just seeing what I could do really twisting different knobs, pressing different buttons. And then eventually I met a guy called Stu. Well, originally it was actually a guy called Sam. So Sam is the business executive for Pioneer DJ.
Oh, that's cool.
And now he's like the main product developer. At that point, he was the business executive. So he took me under his wing and said, look, I need to teach you some shit, because he saw me DJing at a club that was like a really bad club. But you got to start somewhere, of course. And he said to me, look, come have some lessons. I'll show you around the equipment and we'll get you like up to good standard. So I was like, okay, cool. So him and Stu, between the two of them, they taught me how to DJ to a professional standard. And then from there on in, it was kind of like small residencies. Like it was a club called AJ's in Chorley, very small town, like small town syndrome kind of place. Like you can spit on a pavement and someone will know about it 2 minutes later up the street. So yeah, that was the first stepping stone really towards, I suppose, the wider picture for me. And then after them was I played at San Carlo in Manchester actually.
Okay.
So I was playing there for about 6 months every Saturday. Background music, me stood there in a white shirt all buttoned up to the top, like looking like a lemon. But do you know what? Like it's all like it's confidence, character building stuff. Because
part of your journey, man.
If you can stand there, honestly, as any DJs who like are gonna watch this and really dig into it, if you can stand there and DJ background music to like a restaurant of people who actually don't give a shit about what you're playing, because that is so like out of their head. They're thinking about their food, their conversation. And the last thing I'm thinking about is the music. If you can do that, like you have some serious balls to be able to stand there for 5 hours and play a set to people who don't give a shit what you're playing, and they will look at you like you're a piece of shit sometimes. You've got balls, like you seriously have. Because for me, if I go and do like a warm up set now somewhere on the tour or whatever, even then, when you're at the very start, you're playing to nobody. You have to fill that crowd, and even then, you get that feeling. You get that like real deep feeling inside you. Like, am I playing the right music? Am I doing the right thing? Like, even now at this level, I'm still feeling that compared to San Carlo when I was DJing to a restaurant of people who didn't care what I was playing. So, yeah, I suppose what I'm saying is just if you can be ballsy and do that kind of shit, you're gonna get somewhere. Later down the line, you are going to get, more successful, 100%. I kind of lost my trail of thought now.
On the timeline of got your residency at San Carlo, started doing your things. Yeah. What was the process from that to, okay, I'm starting to get some gigs that I'm actually pretty proud of right now, or I'm traveling somewhere? And
so that was San Carlo. I came out of that in order to go to Ibiza.
Okay.
So my sort of mentor / manager, Stu, the guy who taught me how to DJ many moons ago, I feel old now. But he was pushing me to go to Ibiza. At the time I had a girlfriend, and you know how it is when you have a girl, your whole mindset changes, it flips. You want to do everything with her, for her, especially at a young age. You get very influenced immediately by that person. So Stu was like, you need to just end that and you need to go.
I was going to say, I can't imagine saying, babe, I'm going to go and be a resident in Ibiza.
Yeah, it doesn't
surrounded
work. It just doesn't work.
Did you try saying that on her?
We can FaceTime when
she actually influenced me to go as well. So I had a conversation with her, and then she was like, yeah, we need to end this and you need to go do your shit.
That's a big thing for her.
It's a ballsy move from her, yeah.
Fair play to her, to be honest with you.
Sounds like you let a good one go, bro.
To this day, I'm still best friends with her.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Right, I want to dive into that. What's that like?
We are best mates and we speak like all the time.
And after a couple of drinks, you might...
No, like,
really?
Bro, it's like, it's so clinically just friends.
What if you got a girlfriend or she got a boyfriend? That would be weird.
There is no like romantic thing outside of that now.
Wow.
It's just we're best mates because of that moment in time where she knows if she hadn't have encouraged me to go, I wouldn't be sat here, even here right now.
Because this is a massive thing to do.
Yeah, it's huge.
It is massive.
Gooms Pod is huge. Yeah, you know.
Sometimes some people might
ask me what the biggest moment of my career is. Being on Gooms Pod.
Yeah. Good you. Now, some people would say this is life/career changing. I have heard that before. I haven't said it myself.
No, we'll get there, man. We'll get there.
It's good though. It's good. It's
but
good
no, honestly, your best friend, ex-girlfriend, however we're going to refer to her. Yeah. Shout out to you, man. You sound like a real one.
That's crazy. I could never imagine ever being friends with like, well, a girl. To be honest,
the thing is, it
ex.
never got like super intimate. Okay. So for us, it was like we were almost becoming friends before we came more than that. Obviously, we were kissing and whatever. Like that's what you do at that age. But like anywhere further than that at a younger age was like, oh my God, you got to be fucking together and shit. So there was never any of that. It was always just we were building something together. And then she was like, right, we need to cut this off and you need to go and do your shit.
I think that's fucking amazing.
It's great. Like
it's brilliant.
For her to realize that at such a young age.
I was just about to say, such a high level of maturity at that age from her. So
yeah, crazy.
Hats off to you, man. Real one. You know who you are.
I won't say her name, but you know who you are.
Yeah, you know who you are.
So cute,
I reckon
man.
he low-key still digs her. No, I'm joking. So you've gone now.
She's probably going to be listening to this, like trying to button in the convo.
She's going to be listening to every second of this. I can guarantee you, because she.
Shout out you, man.
Anything that I do, she's on that. She's on that. Yeah.
But yeah, so you're in Ibiza.
So
you've gone.
Ibiza started. I went out there, and do you know what? I was quite skeptical on how it was going to pan out. Because I kind of went out on such a whim. It was like, it was a now or never sort of moment. And if I go out there and everything fails, I just come home. I get the next flight home. That's it. So I booked accommodation for a month with the intention to just go out, network, get around, meet some new people, you know, get a couple of like crap DJ gigs in some bars on the West End or whatever. So after like the first few weeks I'd been networking, I moved accommodation to somewhere else. So that was like for me the next sort of stage in, okay, I'm here now. I'm going to be staying for at least another month. So then I got a residency at Eden, which is where Defected is in Ibiza. So I got a residency there every Thursday. Just
pretty big deal?
Pretty big deal at like 18 years old. I was like, geez, like this is something that I would have only thought could happen in a few years of work out here. And that was just by speaking to people, networking, and I actually sold boat party tickets for 2 years out there.
You sold?
I sold boat party tickets. So if you'd have walked past Lineker's in Ibiza, you would have seen me outside selling boat parties for €95 each, which was crazy because like I look. Go ahead.
Per ticket?
It's Ibiza, bro.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Per ticket, yeah.
We paying that?
But that was like including like events. That was like, it included Amnesia and Ushuaia or whatever, and the boat party. So, but that for me now, I look back on that, it was a massive confidence like builder, like huge character building for me to stand on the street in Ibiza and be approaching people to buy a ticket off me.
Takes bottle.
Yeah, it's like
especially when they don't want to listen to you.
Yeah. They never do. They just walk past you and they're just like, they will actually tell you to F off. They're like, nah, mate, I don't want to talk to you. I've had 6 other people just now talk to me. So yeah, that was like the first big thing I had was Eden. And then off the back of that, things just started to sort of fall into place. And my first gig at Ocean Beach was the start of second season. And then I got a residency, got two residencies at Ocean Beach. One for Sin Sundays, one for House in Paradise.
Bro, sorry to cut you up.
Yeah.
In between seasons, what were you doing?
So
are you coming back to the UK?
Yeah, coming back to the UK. And the creative agency thing, the social media thing was kind of ticking over.
Right, okay.
Just keeping you afloat.
Yeah. I kind of spoke to you lightly on this earlier, but I never really realized the potential of that business until recently. But the Ibiza thing kind of phased out for me because I got to a level where I'd done Eden, I'd done Ocean Beach like more times than I could count. And I have friends who are still there doing that, and that's great. That's cool. That's an amazing life. But
the irony kind of
I've got bigger and better things that I want to achieve. I want to, like, honestly, everyone who gave me those opportunities, I'm so grateful for them, but they're a stepping stone for me towards something much bigger and much greater. I always believe that, like, because I've climbed that peak doesn't mean there's not a greater peak that I've got to get up to. So I stopped doing the seasons in 2021. 2021, but that was like through COVID. One of my exes was from Spain, so I ended up living there with her for a bit. One of the best times of my life, to be fair, because I was living in Barcelona and it's fucking great. And
Barcelona is an amazing city. We say it all the time.
Good.
And we've only been twice, but it's just so pretty. And
it's pretty. It's reasonably clean.
It's just it's bustling. Like, you've just got all that energy. It's such an energized city.
I think it's laid out really well as well. Like, we got bikes when we were there, and there's bike lanes.
Yeah, it's great.
Really good.
But yeah, that all phased out. I came back to the UK, and I feel like for a little while I was probably trying to find myself properly and find who I wanted to be, what I wanted to be. Did I want to work in a 9-5 and just say, I don't want to do this self-employed stuff anymore. It's too stressful. Like, I'm trying to build a business and I can't, or whatever. And then,
what did that phase consist of?
That phase consisted of me actually trialing a 9-5 job, which I hated. Did not suit me at all in the slightest. I was working for a company in Dubai, content creating, making videos for them every day. And
in Dubai or here?
Yeah, they were in Dubai, yeah.
Yeah, they were, but you were...
So I was here, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was sat...
So you never had that perk
I was
of
sat at home in Preston, doing my thing whilst they were all living it up in Dubai. But it really did teach me that, like, I don't want to be under someone. I want to be my own business owner. I can do my own thing and have people beneath me to direct and give jobs to do. So that was a big lesson for me, massive lesson. And from that point, then I wanted to upscale my business, but then came the difficult part, which was I need to now divide my time carefully to build my business wisely and still give all my clients the personable sort of level that I like to give to my clients, because there are a lot of agencies. I'm sure you guys yourself, you're very personal towards your clients. Super important for me, because there are a lot of agencies out there who are very cutthroat and they're very like, right, okay, you get this for this and that is it. Like, there's no sort of like in between personalized connection to it, which I really like to have.
I think the client always responds well to that as well.
100%. They're way more responsive to potential new suggestions that you have. So if you say to them, look, I've got this new idea, it's going to cost maybe more than the usual amount, but are you open to that? And they actually are way more open, because
there's that trust and
there's the
relationship.
And the
just
loyalty.
Out of curiosity, is it, obviously I know it's a creative agency, but what do you actually do? Just make content?
So it's organic social content creation, and sort of everything revolved around that. Not so much the marketing or ads, but anything revolved in organic content. Yeah, anything in that realm is... I've got the brains that just go wild. Like, you can give me an idea, like a small idea, and within half an hour I can build it to just be this super extravagant, crazy thing. I don't know how I do it. My brain just goes haywire and just will give you the most wild idea in the world. And it works. It does work. Could be to do with ADHD, but...
It works, bro.
More than likely.
If it works, it works.
More than likely. But yeah, that's the business in a nutshell is just like organic social. But taking it to a new level that's kind of like not your usual just jibber jabber. Like, people think organic social is putting some text on a graphic and posting it on your socials. It ain't. Like, there's so much user generated content that's out there that is proof in the pudding that, like, if you create stuff that looks like it's being made in point of view, so you go in and sitting down in a restaurant, or you go into a club night, or you go in, you get a bottle on your table in the club. If you can create that and allow someone from the outside to envision that and be like, I'm in that moment, but I'm not, but I need to be, then you've hit it. Yeah.
Dope. I want to touch on your whole DJing phase before we move away from it.
Yeah.
Because, well, not move away from it. You still do it now, right?
Yeah.
But just not in Ibiza and
exactly.
all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, Ibiza for me stopped properly last summer. So I did like 3 stints out there last year. and played Ocean, Eden, a few other places. And that was, for me, that was kind of like the sort of closing to that chapter.
And it just stopped because you were like, well, okay, I want to focus elsewhere.
Yeah, definitely.
In those environments, drinks flying, especially in Ibiza, certain things being passed around and offered towards you whilst you're effectively at work.
Yeah, it is work, yeah.
What's that like, being in those environments every fucking day?
It's tough.
And being around that stuff.
It's tough because there are temptations flying everywhere. Now, one of the things that anyone who knows me on a personal level or even on a business level will know that I've never ever touched drugs, because for me it was a rabbit hole that I didn't want to ever go down. I kind of made a pact to myself on my first season in Ibiza. Within landing there, I was surrounded by it. You know, you get people coming up to you all the time. Do you want some? You just gotta say no and be persistently saying no, because for me, if I'm trying to build a career off being a DJ, and every Friday, Saturday, or for 6 months long, I'm doing a tour every day of the week, or whatever it is. If I'm going ahead and saying yes to those temptations every one of those times, where is that going to get me? Into a hole 6 foot deep, way before I want to be. So I just thought, say no and be persistent. And to this day, I've stuck by it.
I've got a lot of time for that.
Are you big on taking care of your health and stuff like that as well?
Yeah.
Okay. What
Massive. No, I don't do a great deal of I take my vitamins and stuff every day, that kind of stuff. I don't do skincare because I'm young and
I don't do skincare either, bro.
It's pretty
It's
alright
just a
anyway.
cheat code when you're a boy that you just don't really have to.
I actually think that Cal Freezy said it on the Fellas pod ages ago that the skincare brands, when you actually start using them and then you come off them, you get spots, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because you almost accustom your skin to need that. So yeah, I think natural skin's better, 100%. Do you know what? I go to the gym every day. I eat well and meditate, manifest, do all my things that make me feel good within myself. All those things, if you can just stick by them and be persistent with them every day, I feel like they're little steps that all come together, like little bricks that build your little house that you can be comfortable and cozy in.
So, did you just hear that?
Is that your belly?
Yeah. Fat Pats, man.
Fat Pats. He's not called Fat Pats for a reason.
Bro, it wasn't good for me, man. It's going to be bad. Let's talk about mental health, health and well-being.
Being healthy and then Fat Pats goes...
I was just about to say, yeah, man, we're really aligned with that. Can I just smash the fucking foot longer?
Can I actually ask you, how does meditating help you? It's something that I'm curious about.
Meditating helps me because I can put myself in a different mind space for a period of time, so I can lie in my bed of an evening. You have to do it in bed.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
My head goes to, it's early before the sun's up. You put your yoga mat outside. It's a bit cold, and you.
Yeah, I mean, there are different ways to meditate. You can do that, but I feel like people who do that, they've just got all the time in the world to meditate. So they may be a business owner, but they may be at the top of that business.
Yeah.
So they just have a PA, a manager, everyone below them who are just operating the business for them. And all they have to do every day is get up. They just have to wake up. That's it. And they go meditate. They can go do yoga. They can do this, whatever they want to do. But for me, and you guys, we're working hard, we're grafting. And I don't have the time to get up and go and do a 2-hour yoga class in the morning and then come out of that yoga class feeling like I just want to go to sleep because, do you know what I mean? So for me, it's I do my day's work. I get into bed of an evening, a reasonable time that I know I'm going to get all my sleep that I need. But I lie in bed, I do my meditation, I do my manifesting, do my journaling, just make sure that everything that I have needed to do in that day, not just work-wise, but emotionally as well, I have processed everything and made sure that I'm ready to go tomorrow on almost a clean slate. Because if you carry things over, they build up and then things just all come crumbling down at some point.
Chasing your ass.
What do you mean, by going to bed and sleeping or something, and thinking of something before you go to bed? And,
yeah,
is that what you mean by carrying something over?
Yeah, and there's a specific technique that I use in order to discard those things. So,
Want to share it?
I can share it, yeah, definitely, because it could help you guys and other people. Is basically it's almost like lining those things up in your head. So as objects, so you objectify those things, and say you've got like a stress that you've had in the day. So you say, I don't know, like, give me a stress that you would have maybe.
Chris has pissed me off, for instance.
Chris has pissed you off.
I don't know, even with my girlfriend.
Yeah.
Dropped my phone and it's smashed.
Okay. Right, so you drop your phone and it's smashed. That's like a thing that can happen every day to someone. You take that, you objectify it, and you just look at it, and then you just watch it fade away into the distance.
So I'm visualizing my smashed phone.
But you're with your eyes closed,
yeah,
lie in bed, and you just objectify that thing right there in front of you, and then you just watch it fade away into the darkness. It sounds crazy.
It doesn't.
I don't think it sounds crazy. What I thought you were gonna say is, I thought you were gonna say like you throw, like in your head, like you throw everything away.
Yeah, like you have a sock and you envision the sock as the bad thing. You just launch it.
It's kind of like that, but it's more like, I feel like it's a softer version of that. So it's like almost imagining when you have your eyes closed, it's like a black hole, right? And you can imagine that object just literally fading away into the
black hole, and it's done.
You come up with it.
And that's, I just literally was lying in bed one night and needed a way to, I had some stresses on my head, needed a way to just get rid of them there and then.
But what about if it's a stress that you're going to wake up to tomorrow?
Well, that's another thing. People are going to have stresses every day. You can't, stress is such a common thing for such small things and such big things, like in betweens. You can never not be stressed. I solely believe 100%. There's not a single person in the world that cannot be stressed. It's impossible. Like, even if you're at the top of a business, you're still going to be thinking about emotional things. Oh, I've pissed off my husband today, or whatever it is. Like, it's such simple things that can make you anxious or stressed. You're never not going to have them. Like, I don't know why people even perceive these big entrepreneurs to be so perfect and not have like these little intricate things.
That's probably social media though.
Yeah,
because things get portrayed. That's it.
It's perception. Well. Yeah. It's purely perception. They'll think like someone who's like a kid who's like, I don't know, 17, 18 years old, little lad. He's probably going to think, right, Elon Musk has got the best life in the world. He just has to sit there every day and that's it. And he's got no stresses. His family's amazing and this is amazing. His family could be crumbling, but we don't know about that. But that's an inside thing.
I think I'm pretty sure he runs on about 4 hours sleep a day as well, and he's a workaholic.
Yeah. I was just saying, when you see photos of him topless, he's like a ghost. Like, he just don't see daylight.
He's a workaholic.
It's crazy.
But again, it's that perception of the money, the car, the name, the fame. So naturally, he's got it. He's got it good.
Exactly.
But people don't understand the hardship as well that goes into being at Ocean Beach, DJing. Being able to come and do a podcast every week. Like, people don't understand the hard work that goes in behind the scenes.
I think it's a naivety.
It is.
Everybody just sees a polished, finished product. It's like, oh, that's easy, man.
And they think you've almost like had it handed to you on a plate. Like,
just because it looks like it has.
Yeah, because it looks polished, because it looks professional. Me with my career, I never had any assistance musically like my mum and dad, my stepdad. They had no connections within that industry. And social media, they had no connections within that industry. So I had to go from bricklayer 1 and do my own thing. Some kids may have a connection through their parents who's in banking or whatever, and they can give them a little push towards that. But for you guys as well with your agency, it's the same. You've gone from literally ground zero and built it up. And I think people who do that, you're way more credible. You're way more respectable in the industry that you're in, because you've essentially taken something from a speck of dust and built it.
That's one. Now you've just said it. It's one thing that I really resonate with, because we both come from family businesses. We could have, because of the type of individuals we would have scaled the family businesses to another level. Yeah. But when I was 30 or 40, worth 15 million, and my franchise family takeaway is all over the world, still would have been some people that said, well, but your old man did this, and this. And do you know what I'm saying?
Like, they'll always say that you've had it handed on a plate to you. But
it's nothing worse as those kids at school, like, like it's daddy's money or something like that.
Even though motherfuckers don't know that I'm here 6 days a week. And when you go out Friday, Saturday at 8 o'clock with the boys, I'm just coming into my rush hour.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I'm busy and I'm sweating on the grill. But
it's also a jealousy thing. Like, Like, people are always going to be envious and jealous of what you're doing. If you're doing something better than them, they're always going to be envious. They could be your best friends, but they're still envious.
Yeah.
We spoke about jealousy on the last pod.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's two types of jealousy. It's either like jealousy, like it motivates you, or jealousy where like, oh, you don't deserve that.
Yeah.
Like, how can I bring you down to my level?
People do
toxic,
that.
man.
People really do that. Like, I've had it a couple of times, a few instances where other DJs have tried to, like, you know, undercut or whatever. Like, they do that. Like,
Wow.
What do you mean? What's happened?
so they'll try and go for a gig that you have, and it happens all. Like, I've seen it in one of my clients, because I do run all their messaging and stuff. And
And someone's come in and the DM request has come to you.
yeah,
What?
and
I've
seen this request come through, and this is one of my, like, the people that I trust in the industry that I've been friends with for years.
Oh, wow.
Coming in trying to take a gig that I have.
Fucking hell. What a knob.
How did you react to that?
I just called him and I was like, listen, man, I don't respect the fact that you've done that. I understand that you're trying to make yourself, you know, trying to grow and you're trying to go further, but there are plenty of other events brands around. Like, you don't have to come for my job. Like, I'm not being
Innit?
like,
Fuck that guy.
I don't want to be territorial, because at the end of the day, my gig's anybody's gig. Like,
But bro, that's your bread and
bro,
butter.
yeah.
And if it's someone
Yeah.
that you said you trusted as well, they're gonna know
Yeah.
that that's probably your bread and butter.
There's people
Yeah.
that we got no loyalties to, where we wouldn't go and step on their toes in terms of like making content for a business or
Yeah.
something.
It's just about being morally correct, I think, as well, and the type of
100%.
person you are.
He'll
Yeah.
see that come back to him anyways.
yeah,
That's part of it. It's like, I think Hormozy said it. It's like, I'm listening to his audiobook at the moment, and he, at the first couple chapters, he's talking about how he got fucked over by this guy. Basically, he put up everything for a business, and the guy just took all the money a couple months later and left, and said the money, like, that was his share. And he was like, regardless, like, even though there was all these red flags and stuff like that, like, just keep doing good.
yeah,
Just keep doing good, and eventually it will come back to you. There'll be something that you've done that's good, and it will pay off.
yeah, definitely.
I think it's an energy thing as well. If you put out all of these good energies into the world, if you even just the simple things, like when you pay for your petrol, ask the guy who you're paying, like, you having a good day.
I've got a little bit of a
mate.
relationship with the guy at the petrol station.
Just little
Such
things
simple
like that.
things.
Simple things about
And
putting
you know what?
pure
It
love
boosts,
into
it boosts your day as well.
Yeah.
Because when they say, yeah, my day's going great, and the one thing that I always say to people, and you would have heard me say when I came in here, when you ask me how I am, I say always good.
Yeah, I noticed that, and as soon as you said that, I was like, oh, this guy's cool.
Because, like, I may have some shit going on in my life or whatever, but
Could be worse.
it could be worse, and I always want to, like, resonate my energy to other people. I want to, like, allow you to absorb it and give you energy as well. Because if you can walk into a room and energize everyone else, what can go wrong?
And people don't remember you for how you look, how you speak, how you smell.
Yeah,
They remember how you made them feel.
100%. Yeah, definitely.
And like you said, you've walked into the room and the first thing you've done is made people feel
elevated,
and also as well open, like an opening from
definitely.
you, like, oh yeah, I'm always good.
Yeah.
Oh motherfucker, how,
Yeah.
I'm man. Do you know what I mean? Like straight away
Exactly.
you feel that, as
100%.
opposed to trying to figure him out and trying to work. It gives like, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think it's something that I've noticed in the last sort of year, I would say, of my life, is that I've started to attract more of the same energy than a mixed bag of energy of people. So like when I enter a room or I bump into someone in public or an event or whatever it is, I always now tend to find that the people that I'm connecting with are on the same wavelength as what I am. Whereas before it was like I would spend half an hour talking to someone with the knowledge in my head that I'm never going to speak to this person again.
Thanks. There's nothing worse than those combos.
Mate, you're stood there like, yeah, you're itching.
You
to
can't get out
away.
of it as well because
Yeah.
it keeps
Can
going.
I just thought of something though. You said that you bumped
Yeah, go
into.
ahead.
I just had this thought. Good?
Yeah, I'm just needing to readjust. I can feel like a deep wedgie pending.
There's at the moment. Do you think? Right. I don't doubt that you could be meeting more people that are aligned with you because I feel the same at the moment.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's a surplus of people that are going to be an entrepreneur or do something creative at the moment that have that mindset from social media. So there's a surplus of those type of people everywhere.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm like? It's almost like a trend now to be an entrepreneur and stuff like that. I don't know. It was just a thought that I just had.
You say that, but when was the last time that you met somebody that wasn't in a situation like this that you really resonated with?
No. I know that. And in terms of like work and stuff, what I'm saying is like, if you meet someone random on the street and like they say they're similar age to us, they dress similar, whatever.
Yeah.
Their personality could be completely broad, but I feel like because of social media now, like I don't know, maybe 50% of the time they might be like, oh yeah, I'm manifesting this, or I want this out of life. They got a positive outlook. I feel like that's social media, to be honest to you. It's like a surplus of those type of people now.
Yeah, and there's also a massive...
It was just a thought.
There's a big influx in that, and also people like being able to portray themselves as doing that, but they're not. Yeah.
I mean, you've just led me on to something else. I was thinking about
that a little bit more. Is that better?
Bro, no, it was fine. I just if you need to do that, you can.
Just switch it up a little bit.
Yeah, bro, you can push just...
Bro, you're free to move, man.
That's probably good. That's probably good, but that's better.
Yeah.
I think it was Jordan Peterson the other day. He said, your character is who you are on your own, and then I forgot the other word that he said. But basically, like when you're with other people, like that's your portrayed self, but your character is who you are really when you're on your own. It made me think deep. Like what do I do differently when I'm around other people? But I couldn't put a finger on. I'm pretty sure that like I'm real now. I don't think I used to be.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I used to be very subdued in person towards people. I used to be very like held back. But now, like Saturday night, I was playing in Bristol on Saturday, met a group of people, a few lads, a few girls. They were backstage with us, like just having a good time. And I could be myself, making my weird noises, doing my ADHD stuff. Like,
what weird noises?
I just make weird noises, man.
Give me an example, please. I do it as well sometimes.
I'm right. Okay, so I'll be sat at home sometimes during the day because I'll work from home sometimes and work in the office other times, and I just stand up and I need to just release some energy, and whatever comes out. It'll just be like a little weird fucking pop or a crackle or whatever it is. I'm like a bop it, and you can press a button and I make the noise. It's crazy.
I think that's cool though, bro.
Yeah, like it's something that I used to think was like a really like a bad characteristic, and that I thought like girls would like look away at that and they'd be like, nah, like that's weird, you're weird. But like now,
fuck it, I want to be a bit weird.
I'm just myself straight away, and actually like I have realized that towards even guys, like making new friends with guys, making friends with like girls and whatever, even like entering into romantic situations with people, being yourself is the absolute best thing that you can do, because that doesn't only make you feel like real, totally real towards someone, but there's nothing to hide that's going to come out further down the line that they're going to like find an ick or like find weird about you, that they're then going to just turn their back on you and run. Because it does happen. You guys know it, I know it. Like you've been in relationships and you get down the line, you find something else out about that person, and then ick, off you go. Like you're done. So
a big turn off.
Yeah, 100%.
But just being your authentic self in any situation is always going to might not give you the best turnout, but it always gives you the real one.
Yeah.
Because you might go in and you go on a first date and you play up and you act. It might be the best first date ever.
Yeah.
But it wasn't you. Or if it's on the flip side as well. The person on the other end of that table is making jokes and doing all this type of stuff, but 2 or 3 months into your relationship, realized that was a front.
Yeah.
And now you were in a deep situation with somebody that wasn't the person you met on the first date.
Because they're putting it on.
Yeah. So it's
crazy.
Always going to come back and
yeah.
I want to dive into your business.
Okay.
I want to ask you a little bit more about, obviously, you started it during the period that you were here, there and everywhere, DJing, whatever. Yeah. Can you give us just a bit of a process of the start to where you are now?
So I guess it begun in college. I did BTEC media, BTEC being a thing that people would judge, back then. I don't think it's as judged now, because A-levels were the shit. They were the thing to do. And if you didn't do A-levels, you were dumb, kind of thing. I'm not academic. I never have been. My GCSEs, I passed not with flying colours. Like, I passed them. I got enough grades to get into college. My parents have always been supportive of that, and respect them for that. My sister has always been that academic person who always achieved the highest grades possible.
Younger or older?
Older.
So
yeah. I'm middle child. So like technically for me, that I always felt like I was catching up to something. I was trying to almost live up to her standards. But then, in college I did BTech Media. It taught me the basics of editing and sort of film production, bit of social media. And then after that, I came out of college and went to Ibiza and realized that I could start to make money from having a camera and a laptop. So I invested, spent about $5,000, got myself a camera, nice setup and a laptop, and just started connecting with people.
Where did you get the $5,000 from?
Saved it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
What camera did you get?
A7S2.
Oh, started pretty sharp then.
Yeah. Well, do you know what? If you're gonna do something, do it. Don't do it half-assed. Do it. Like if you need to wait another year to save that money to get that camera, wait a year.
Do you know, I kind of disagree.
I was
with
just
you.
about to say.
Or like,
I don't know.
Why not go get something that's like, rather than go and spending like 2-3 G's on?
Because
like you can go spend £1,000 if that's all you got, and still go
the
get
product
a camera.
that you can make is way better.
Yeah, but you can go and upgrade like after you've got some clients and you've brought in a bit of money.
If you break it down, so you use the term if you need to wait a year to save up.
Yeah.
The difference in between level 1 and level 10 might be £1,000.
Yeah, true.
£2,000 at a push. Yeah. From getting a camera that could do everything you need it to do to say your camera. That you got.
Yeah.
That could be 3, 4, 5 shoots that you could charge less of a premium for.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden, in 2 months, you can afford this camera.
And you're learning that year rather than waiting the year.
All right. You got me.
Yes! Come here, H. Give me some.
We are going to be launching a school on it.
So if you want to be rich, you have to pay us to... But no.
Yeah,
Have you still got the same camera now?
Hey?
Still got the same camera now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's...
No, I hear that, but
me,
like, I'm just
like,
thinking about someone in a position where it's like, don't save up.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, just go get the fucking camera now.
Start today.
That was kind of like, for me, I was always going to use that camera because it's such a, like, it's one of the best you can get.
Yeah. Good in
it's
low
not the
light
best, but yeah, it does the trick.
That is low light as well. If you're shooting night events and stuff like that.
Events and stuff, it's perfect. But I don't, to be honest, even now, like I do use it like for a lot of the touring stuff that I do, because for Everland, one of the biggest clients that I have, I like do all their strategy content and their socials at the same time as when I'm at the shows. I don't just DJ, but I do filming as well.
So, I was just going to put my hand up as well.
For the people that don't have any idea of what Foreverland is, can you just give a bit of context?
Yeah, so it's basically an events brand that they do touring across the UK, Europe, and we're currently on like a 20-date tour across the UK, every major city.
So you're currently on the tour now?
Yeah.
Oh, sick.
So like big, colourful, like decorations, everything.
And they are your client?
Yes.
Yeah. Congratulations, bro.
Thank you.
I was going to say, bro, do you know what you should fucking do?
Yeah?
You should, when you do a set, put your camera on a wide lens and just put it at the front of your set. Just put it on like, I don't know, like a suction mount or something in front of the decks, and just film your set and just chop up the best bits, bro, and just put it on socials.
Yeah, I should do.
You should do that, bro.
You've
got the equipment.
Even just on the flip side, have a phone on a normal holder or normal tripod and get the crowd reactions to the same parts and split screen your reel.
I know.
This is your job, bro.
We're literally dropping game on you right now.
This is one of the things.
That'll be £400 a month, please.
Bro, we'll edit it for you.
Yeah, we'll chop them up.
It's a thing that I've needed to do for so long, is that, and to be fair, I've had people ask me, they say to me, you're so good at your job, you have so many clients that are like big shot clients, and that, you know, you do amazing work, but sometimes I feel like I look at your socials and they're not as good as like what you do for other people. And that is solely down to the fact of like me not having enough time to focus
to do your own shit.
on my own stuff.
I wish that I'd, like, my downtime when we had more time was to make my own content.
We literally said this 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
You get caught up in that. I was going to say rat race, but it's probably the wrong term to use because it's not. But
it's your own rat race.
Yeah, a rat race with yourself, and but it's a client, and then it's a shoot, then it's you got to get this deadline done, then it's the times where you might have the time to do that content
is to sleep.
You want to go upstairs and meditate, or you want to, do you know what I mean? These things that are going to make you show up tomorrow.
To be fair though, on the flip side, it's not like the content that I want to make personally, like is like, I don't know, I might spend like 3 hours like on a vid that I might post on a reel, even though I get like 100 likes. Yeah. It's like I post it because like I'm like, shit, I'm proud of this. I made this and it's me. It's my own content. For you though, it'd be like a set. Like it would just be there. You'd have like I don't know how long a set would be, like an hour. The footage might be like an hour long. You'd be like, oh shit, I remember this bit when I played it like 40 minutes in. Yeah.
You even set a timer and you timestamp every time you got a good reaction from the crowd. And then when you put it into post, you don't even have to go through the footage.
Because it's not like you have to edit a whole video. You just take the section out.
I need to do it.
That is a good idea, bro.
Motherfuckers be dropping some game.
No, because have you seen, obviously, bro, have you seen the guys on TikTok? Have you seen the guys on TikTok that do that or not?
It's the thingy rooms. What's it called? Something room. And it's
Boiler room.
Boiler room.
Fred again
in the boiler rooms. The way that they structure those videos.
You can do that, bro.
I know.
That would be good content.
The thing is, I know that I can do it, but it's like when I get to a set, right? So Foreverland, for example, I don't just turn up and rock up and do my set. I run all like the media, like I go out and do videos of the crowd and stuff. So I'm not just busy. I'm busy.
I hear you.
So then I get to that point and I'm just like, right, now I just want to drink and I want to play my set and just enjoy it. Do you know what I mean? Rather than be still like, oh shit, I need to make sure the camera's going. I need to make sure this is going.
Yeah. I just thought of another fucking idea.
Oh God, he's coming.
Bro, get a 3D, the 360 cams. Yeah. Put that in front of the thing, bro. And then you could switch it to the crowd and, bro, that is fucking cool.
There are so many.
That is so sick.
There are so many ideas that like, even like this, that I need to just bring into fruition.
That's
you just
easier.
Need some creative minds around you.
That's easier. That's way easier than setting up your A7S2.
I'm getting chatted up by Gooms right now.
No, but how much easier is that? Because they just, like, it's like a little mount. You could even fucking hold it, bro, for like 20 minutes each set. Yeah. 10 minutes.
How is he going to hold it in between sets,
I don't know. Okay, maybe like a minute, like in between songs when you know you're going to do something. All you have to do is press a button.
Yeah. No, I know, but
that is a good idea.
This is the thing, like...
Did you think we were going to pitch services to you today?
No, I didn't, to be fair.
That's not service. That's an idea.
I'm glad that you've said this because... I almost need to hire myself a social media manager. One of the guys that I have with me, I need to maybe just say to them, look, you need you to keep on top of me with this because I'm never going to do it. If I'm sat there and I've got all the work done for the day and done all the posting, done all the scheduling, whatever it needs to be done, and then I sit there and it's 7 p.m. and I'm like, okay, cool, I can do a post now. All I'm then doing is going on my phone and going on my favorites because like I'll just chuck a load of stuff into there, and then I just go, right, cool, select a little caption, put it out. There's no thought behind it. There's no planning. There's no scheduling.
I think it comes from a place of like, it's like a humbleness of like, my shit really doesn't matter that much. Yeah. Like I'd rather everything I'm putting out and being paid for be so good and so perfect that if it means I don't get to do the stuff on mine, it's fine.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Like your posts aren't getting as much engagement. Your follower count's not always growing, but my bank account is. Yeah. So I'm good.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But the content would be cool though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the content is cool.
Yeah.
For me, what's cooler? Cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. Do you know what I'm saying?
I know.
As opposed, like you look at it logistically as opposed to that.
And also not just the money, but like having that reputation in the industry of, you know, the work that I do for my clients is great work and it's punctual and it's consistent, but it's also always growing. It's always being re-strategized. It's this and that. So, and that is essentially, I'd rather put the time into that than put the time into planning 7 days a week posts on my social media.
Yeah. Do you know what it could be though? Like, say if you turned up to a set and like that was your thing, you were that house DJ that you set up your camera, that would be like your USP.
Yeah.
And it gives the event more
exposure.
More exposure, but also like more chance of becoming that viral clip. Because of the way that you structure it, which gives you more of an incentive to, well, listen, my set's not going to charge this, it's going to charge that. But on my last 5, I've had 7 videos that reached over 1 million people. Yeah. So you can either use me or not type thing, and then you can kind of hardball and
just an idea. I don't know. I just thought of it, bro. I just think
no, mate, it's a great idea. It's that these kind of things that I need to just implement them.
It's always the way in our space. You know what you need to do. You always do.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I've got like 20 ideas that I could go and do, but to implement them and do them, it's going to take ages.
And it falls down on your priority list.
Yeah, I think that's
clients,
the main thing. Clients are like, I have like health, family, top, and then clients are here, and then my personal social media is somewhere down here.
Literally,
After, and then it's like music production, and then it comes down to then that, and it's just like, well, I'm never going to get to it.
Or you. Yeah, you. I know you're looking at yourself right now and you're thinking, why am I not subscribed to the Gooms podcast? Just f***ing do it then, because it helps the boys out more than you actually know. Peace. You've just tapped into it, and I want to go into it a little bit more. One thing we haven't dived into at all is that you produce music.
Yeah.
At a pretty decent level, from what I understand.
Yeah, I mean there's a long way to go, a hell of a long way to go, but it's something that I do at a decent level, and I do it with a lot of passion, because it's, if I could choose one thing to do, if you know, finances and everything wasn't a matter, it would be produce music.
Wow. Okay.
100%. Because if you put me at my studio desk and I sit there, everything just anything else around me is completely just fades away. It's crazy.
You're just in your element.
Yeah, absolutely in my element.
Love that for you, bro.
Yeah. I feel like people have different vices. They have things that they turn to and go to, but that is my vice. Like, if I'm feeling stressed after a day's work, I just go and make some music, because it brings me back down to solid ground.
I think that's such a beautiful thing as well, because you might have had one of those days, and then that can be mirrored in the type of music you create as well. Wow.
And I'm a very, like, one of the things that I always think to myself, and I never really share this kind of stuff, but like, I'm a very emotional person.
I get that from you. Yeah. Without you, I don't want you to take that the wrong way.
No, of course, yeah. Like,
I actually think it's a compliment.
That's good that you can kind of gauge that, because I am a very, like, emotionally involved, invested person in everything. So, like, even my business, I was saying to you before, is like, I'm very personal. I'm very, like, I like connecting with people on that level, and that emotion always drives through to the music, because the stuff that I make, like, we were talking earlier about the Lion King sample that I did last week. Those kind of things, they just pierce through, like, and
you just look so happy during it as well. Yeah. When you were playing it, like, the joy, you could feel
I
it
hear this
through the screen.
Have you got a speaker or not?
You put it on as a story.
Yeah.
Just play it in the mic so everyone can hear. I wanted to hear this earlier. What did you sample out of Lion King?
Okay, so I think it's Lion King 2.
You're going to have to put it here, though,
like,
so
right
the audience can catch in, yeah.
So I don't know how it happened. I was scrolling through Instagram, right? And then a Lion King, like, meme came up.
Yeah.
And I just thought, no one's ever done, like, an edit or a sample of the Lion King. Probably because you get shot down straight away. But, like, I thought there's one song that I knew from the Lion King 2 that had, like, this chant in it, that I thought it could be really good in, like, a Black Coffee style edit. Mm-hmm. So then straight away, when these things happen, I can't process anything else. I have to go and sit down and do it
straight away.
That's what I'm like as well.
Yeah, I have to go and I just have to sit down, get the full idea down. I can come back to it later and, like, polish it off, but I have to get that, like,
lay the foundation.
Boxed. Yeah, absolutely. So this is, like, hold on, let's pull it up. So it's the background bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And like, the TV's going. You're doing all of that. You were.
The piano fingers. Yeah.
And you went.
That sounds fucking sick, though. Gives me, like, Bali vibes, like
Beach club, like, sun's coming down. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, and that, to be fair, that leads through to, like, you asking me about
the music. If you sampled Lion King. It's such a crazy sample.
He does what he wants.
He does what he wants. But that's the beauty of music. There's so many, like, realms and genres and subgenres and this and that. Like, sampling is so apparent right now.
I feel like that's a trend in itself.
Yeah, mate, the sampling right now in the charts.
I think it's because we're in the period where that period of 2000s was, like, the glory days of the hip hop and R&B scene.
Absolutely.
So, like, now it's coming to the point where you can actually use your favorite song as a kid as a sample for your next verse.
Yeah.
And it works because people resonate with it.
Yeah, 100%, because it doesn't just put like a nostalgic memory in your mind. It sparks instantly as soon as you hear like a drill track, or you hear something that someone like Nathan Dawes doing or Joel Corry's doing.
It's Burna Boy for me at the moment. He's like the biggest culprit for just sampling like old R&B.
Or even Drake's been doing it for years.
Birthday Sex, right? But rolling on my suit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you hear that and like instantly you go back to like that time in your life.
Yeah.
And then it's a fresh lyric on it and you're like,
it's like how they do the Disney movies now.
Yeah.
How they've revamped them and made them for the next generation to relive the moments, but then it gives you that same nostalgia from when you watched the original and that was your memory, but now you see the new and improved version of it. And it's like,
you heard it here first. Nemo is next. It's got to be Nemo. There's got to be a fresh Nemo.
They just did Little Mermaid.
Nah, Nemo would be so...
They just did an underwater one though, bro.
Oh, how, was it like Lucky Finn?
It would imagine that
I watched it with my girl.
Have you watched The Little Mermaid, the new one?
No.
The graphics on it were good. They were good. But obviously, it's still very human orientated.
For girls.
Huh?
Little Mermaids for girls.
Fuck you, bro. I love Disney.
Chris has got a girlfriend. So.
I love Disney. I've watched it on my own.
Did you actually?
No, I've got two baby sisters.
Okay.
But they watched it in the cinema.
That's acceptable then. We'll allow it.
Yeah, they watched it in the cinema.
I sent my girlfriend and sister. I stayed home and watched Harry Potter like a man.
They watched it in the cinemas and then it came back up on the TV and they were like, oh, let's watch it. I never watched it in the cinema. I watched the whole thing, popcorn, sat there the whole time. Every time I had to go toilet, girls press pause. I sat with my chest.
Good?
That's all right. It's just a Little Mermaid.
Rate it out of 10. Out of 10.
Oh, bro, just 5.
Bro,
it's not that good. You know what I mean?
Do you know how sick it will be?
They've got to recreate Nemo at some point.
Banger.
At some point.
Not food.
Do you remember Shark Tale as well?
Oh, it was
what a fucking film, bro.
Bernie.
Don't do the Jamaican.
It's not the way you sing that song, man.
No, man.
My Jellyfish Brothers.
Me and H sometimes might shuffle the Shark Tale playlist for the drive back.
There's some really good songs from that thing, from the Shark Tale album.
They're iconic. Well. They're actually iconic.
I think Shark Tale's better.
Do you think they're iconic, or do you think it's because it reminds us of a certain time? It takes us back.
The thing for me is, right, going back to The Lion King a little bit, okay, so I went to New York and I watched the Lion King musical.
All right, fucking hell. Get it.
I just went for that. That was it, and I flew back straight after it.
No, that is sick though. Was it amazing?
Mate, it's like one of the most special like experiences I've ever had. I had bare jet lag. I was like going crazy watching it because I was like falling asleep. But the standard of music that they make in films and theatre is above anything else because it's so intricate. Like the violins they put in there, the strings, then they have the brass, and like as a music producer, I listen to things like that, like The Greatest Showman, for example. The music, the quality of that music is like, wow.
And to the naked eye, no one would really pick it up.
No, they wouldn't, because they just hear commercial music. That's all they hear.
I think not just from like a music producer standpoint, but like from like a video standpoint, like you take in all the sounds that you possibly can when you're watching these things as well.
You appreciate the editorial side of everything.
100%. Is this if something can like can really get every single one of your senses going at the same time, then it's special. It's really special. Like that Lion King that I went to watch live was like, I was just looking at everything, taking everything in, the sounds, like all the different instruments. As a producer,
like
as
voice
well.
Memo on your phone. Yeah, getting the sample.
Getting the sample.
Let me just Shazam this. But it really like inspires you. Not just like take me out as a producer. Like even if I was sat there as a normal human, you walk out of something like that feeling truly inspired by it and like almost encouraged to go and do better in life. That sounds so like crazy, but if you go and watch something like that, you'll understand, because it's just, I don't know how to explain it.
You feel very enlightened. Like,
my mom desperately wants to go. I just say no to her.
What?
My mom, my girlfriend, my sister all want to go.
Go what?
To Lion King. Nah, not to New York. Oh. Not just there
London.
Yet, right? London. Yeah, London to go watch Lion King, but I said no.
I'll go with them. Fuck you.
You should do it.
Listen, after that TripAdvisor review, you're still gonna say no?
No, because if I say yes here, then I have to do it. They'll be like, "Oh, you said in the pod." I can't say yes here. I'll see.
Consider it.
I'll see. I'll consider it.
I think personally you should go. I think me and Will are on the same page.
Yeah.
Girls, we are with you.
We're coming.
The music production, we swayed away from it, but
go ahead.
How seriously do you take it? Is it monetized? Are you working with some big names that people might recognize?
Yeah.
What stage are you at?
Monetization wise, so the way it works as being a music producer is if you release your music to the world on Spotify, Apple Music, etc., you get paid quarterly by PRS. So you get signed up, you have a publisher, they collect your funds from radio, from Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, wherever you get streamed, and you get paid that quarterly. So
what percentage do they take?
It's a big percentage.
Yeah.
So
do you need them?
Hey?
Do you need them?
Yeah.
Why?
So
just because they keep it organized?
Because the publisher, you mean?
Yeah.
The publisher takes, and mine take 20%. So it's
still a lot.
It's enough, but like it's not as much as some
crazy.
publishers.
In my head, I was thinking like 40-60 or 50-50.
Yeah, it's not like some publishers are crazy like that. They do take like 50-50. But to have your music on those platforms, you get like minimal amounts of money per stream. For example, Spotify is really, really low, super, super low, and they all accumulate together, and you get your fund every 3 months. You get just sent through your little pay packet. And until you're like huge, that pay packet ain't going to sort you out. It's just not. For 3 months, it's not. Like I know producers that they're doing bits, they're doing like kind of ghost producing bits, and they're still not getting that pay packet they want. It's very difficult. I can't sit here wholeheartedly now and say I'm living off producing, because I ain't, and I won't be for a long time.
It's just a hobby for you though, right? And the fact that you can get something.
Yeah, it's a passionate hobby that I, do some music releases, and there's a project that I'm doing at the moment actually called Zodiac. So for a long time I've been very invested in kind of like absorbed by like the star signs and constellations, and like I love the stars. I can sit and just look at the stars and they can take any worries away. It's crazy. I always wanted to do a musical project that revolved around that and created almost a safe space that people can come listen to the music, but also there's visual to it as well. So I don't know if you've seen like Tale of Us, like the stuff they do it. Have you Afterlife? Have you heard of? The big, like the huge visuals on the screens.
Yeah, at
like techno festivals,
right?
That kind of stuff, right? So that kind of vibe, but like it's just stars and constellations and like everything in that realm. So the Zodiac project is going down that line. So it's with 2 other guys, with Joe and Connor, and we are in the process of getting this music signed. It's, when I say it's the most amazing music that I've been involved in, it's crazy. Was that you again?
It's just my belly, bro. Can you hear it? Yeah. I looked to H to see if he could hear it. I don't think the mics will pick it up.
No, they won't.
They won't.
Nah, it should be good.
This is going to be... I feel bad for the toilet already.
But yeah, mate, it's that, like, that music is just, it's crazy. So good. And when I feel so connected to music, like that I've been involved in and made, it kind of makes it all worthwhile. Even though you're not getting paid enough to live off, it definitely makes it worthwhile.
It's beautiful, man.
Yeah, because you can just sit there and listen to it and be like, we did that. Like,
do you like film?
Yeah.
What type of film? Like you you just enjoy sticking a movie on, or like you into cinema?
So I don't watch films that much because, quite frankly, I don't have the time for it. I never watch series. If I had to pick a favorite film, it would likely be... This is really tough.
Finding Nemo.
It's a banger.
Come on, bro, Little Mermaid. One of my all-time favorites has always been Hancock. I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
Wait,
Will Smith.
Hancock, Will Smith. Oh,
yes.
When he flies around and he's like...
That's like a childhood memory, that is. Like, I remember watching that growing up with my mum and dad.
And that, I don't know, always for me that has been like a film that it feels like a safe space, because I've probably unlocked a little memory like earlier in my life where I've just been kind of watching that film and felt really comfortable and, secure.
I don't know whether you know this, but like being able to, like when you say if you get home and you're gonna stick something on Netflix, but you find yourself always putting on things that you've watched before, it's to do with like anxiety because you feel safe because you know what's gonna happen throughout the program.
You know what? I had the same thing happen to me yesterday.
Yeah. Where
I was just not in a good place. Nothing crazy, but I've been watching Lupin, the new series. Do you know which one it is on Netflix?
Yeah, I've seen the first two series.
So good.
It's so good. Incredible.
The third season is just as good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, and Spider-Man Far From Home is on Netflix. Yeah. The one where they have all three Spider-Mans.
Yeah.
And I had the option of carrying on my really new exciting series or putting something on which I know is going to happen, and I haven't watched it in a couple of months, but I ended up on Spider-Man. I don't know if that...
it probably did have a small correlation, bro.
There wasn't even a thought process of it. It was like, I don't even have to think about which one is Spider-Man.
You just put it on straight away.
Yeah.
It like creates like a safe space. I feel like we've said that so much this episode.
But
it actually does.
I also think that film, especially because it's got the nostalgia from the first Spider-Man, 1, 2, 3, then the Amazing Spider-Man, 1 and 2, and then now the new generation of Spider-Man with Tom Holland, all intertwined into one.
It's like your childhood. Like it's like a cauldron of your childhood.
Bro, watching that film for the first time was literally like goosebumps.
Bro, when we were in the cinema and he went like that, and everyone in the cinema, because we went on the day it launched at like quite a prestigious cinema. Yeah. We went to the Odeon Lux, where you go and it's like your seat reclines all the way back. So everybody that went there went for an experience.
Yeah.
Experience. But they opened and everyone went, "Whoa!" in the cinema. It was like we were in the cinema and people were celebrating like it was at a football event or some shit. But yeah, it was a special moment.
Bro, it could be why.
But yeah, the fact that you said that, I was like, I, without even thinking about it, chose the comfort of that film, and I know exactly what it's going to consist of.
Sometimes when I'm in a bad mood and I just want to feel like some comfort, bro, I just whack something on that. Like I know it's like I've seen loads of
Like here's one for you.
I haven't watched Friends in a while.
On a regular basis, I watch Mock of the Week.
What's that?
It's a comedy. Rings a bell, it's like it's a TV show that used to be on the BBC, I think it was.
Same vibe as like The Office type thing.
No, it's like a live panel show.
Oh.
I remember Mock of the Week. Yeah.
So that's, for me, that is like a huge comfort thing. Like you with Spider-Man or like all the memories that we have, I always just will put that on, and I don't know what it does. You're just instantly relieved of anything. It's crazy.
I feel like that's what exercise does for me though. The main culprit of like relieving myself of, and like if I get stressed out by something, or I'm angry, like my first instinct is like, I'm gonna go for a run.
I actually thought when you said it doesn't matter what's happened, if I can go and sit down at my desk and start producing the music, my head straight away went to like you would do the same thing, but you'd go for a run.
Yeah,
I just didn't say it because I didn't want to break you up. But
mine's
it's cool that you said that.
It's very, you know me so well. No, mine's very mixed though. It's like obviously if I've got things to edit and stuff like that, like when I get on my desk and I get like if it's like a super creative video that I'm gonna work on, I'm like, and I get in my flow and in my zone, like it will just take my mind off anything. And if anybody bothers me, like it'll fuck me off huge. I'm like, I'm dialed in right now.
Even the dog comes in, get up!
I won't even take notice of the dog. I'm just locked in. But then exercise as well does the same thing. It could be any type of exercise for me though. Just brings me peace.
No. But just in the now, it's like that run, isn't it?
Running is probably my favorite at the moment.
Is there anything that you do outside of the things that we've touched on to bring you to peace?
Not really, no, to be honest. I mean, for me, like something that I probably realized within the last year as well was spending time with my family is super important. I kind of like faded away from that quite a lot because I was so focused on not just like building my business, but like being a workaholic and working till 2, 3 in the morning every night and feeling like that was working towards something when actually like it's not. You're not proactively doing it, then you're actually causing more harm than you are good to yourself. And you know, my family would come home in the evening and we'd be kind of sat there having dinner, and then I'd disappear to my room, go and work till 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. And and that was on repeat. That was like rinse and repeat for, you know, a good period of time, until we kind of spoke about that properly and realized that I wasn't spending enough time with them, which is super important. Like, I feel like don't just get to know your family as your mum, your stepdad, your dad, your sister, your brother, whatever. Get to know them as friends as well, because I feel like that's super important. And I feel like I've probably developed that more so in the last year than I have ever. Obviously your parents are always your friends, but if you can get to know them like deeper and have those conversations that you would never think of having with them emotionally, like you just connect way better.
That's so beautiful.
To be fair, I think I never used to have that with my family, but I think like since lockdown, like we were like, I don't know,
Came
walking,
closer as a
yeah,
collective.
because we're home a lot. I don't know. I feel like that's when we really became friends. Everyone at home.
I feel like I'm in the phase that you've just come out of.
Okay.
Where I am distanced.
Yeah.
Like, they know that it's normal to walk into the house and for Chris to be in the office.
I agree with that.
And I'm not even going to go and say hello because he's just going to tell me I'm busy.
Yeah.
Do you not even shout hello when like your mum walks in?
Yeah, like, but they ain't going to come and say, how's your day been? What you doing? Because I'm in the middle of something, and respectfully, you're going to break my workflow.
Yeah.
And they know that.
Sorry, go on.
It's not something that I'm massively proud of, but it's something that I feel like I need to be doing right now.
I think that it's like a phase that everybody goes through. Like, obviously, I know for a fact that you know that I'm in the same place at the moment where it's like kind of social relationships are down on the side, but I feel like everybody that I speak to that's like kind of in our position now, they're in the same place, or anybody that's further has been in that place. Like you were in that place where you distanced yourself from everyone.
Well, we said it last week. If there's time, if it's important to you, you'll make time.
Definitely.
And we came to the conclusion that your work, your business, our business, was more important to you right now than your personal relationships.
Yeah,
so you make more time for it.
That.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily make it right, but I think future us will look back and be like, you made a small sacrifice then.
Yeah.
For such a big win now.
I was about to say that. Yeah.
Do you know when it gets me is when I actually sit down with my fam, like when I've made some time, or like I might go out with my girl and we might do something. We have like loads of fun. Like I'm like, oh shit, like this is what I'm missing out on. Like we should do this more. But then it's like, fuck, I've got a brand to build.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's always going to be stuff to do.
It's a balance.
Yeah, this is the balance, 100%. But also, like you just said, having that mentality to be able to sacrifice something now to better yourself and come back to that later down the line and actually give way more time and energy and emotion to that can be like a very good thing to do, but it can also backlash on you quite quickly. Because if you completely like distance yourself from your family, and for example, it's the small things, right? Like going down when your mum gets home, you go down, have a cup of tea with her, and just say, right, I'm gonna go back up and do like crack on. Simple things like that, she will appreciate so much. Like
I might take you up on that.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's that,
honestly, bro, it changes everything.
Last night I cooked dinner with my mum, like next to each other. We made our dinner and we sat in it together.
Yeah,
I don't do that enough. I don't. I can hold my hands up and say it, and I'm not proud of it either. But I don't know. When I'm in that workspace, I really do become a different person.
Yeah. Bubble.
I get that. I get that. It is a bubble, yeah. And if someone comes and pops it,
I'm really touchy and like.
You can be nasty when you're in that workflow, and like my mum will come in and like ask me, H, what do you like? We're getting our house at the moment. Like, H, what do you think of this color curtain or this color?
Allow me, bro.
I'm like, leave me alone, mum. I'm working.
Yeah, and you never want to speak to your mum like that ever.
No, you don't.
But you know, what I am good at is realizing that situation, and 5 minutes later, getting up once I've finished a segment or whatever, and saying, "I'm sorry, I snapped. Yeah, come here."
Yeah.
And I'll do that, and I'll go back, and I know she knows that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can even H will tell you. I'll be on the phone to him, and we'll be discussing something, and my mum come in like, "What do you think of these trainers compared to these ones?" And I'm like, "Are you fucking serious right now?" He's down the phone.
Though, innit?
Yeah, but he's on the phone pissing himself. She's like, "Oh, I can't even speak to you anymore."
It is so funny listening to him getting told off.
But like, broski, like I'm in the middle of something that's more important than your shoe selection right now. Please allow me. Mate, but it's that snap in the moment.
Same, you know, my mum will come in the room and she's doing whatever she's saying and doing whatever she's doing. I'm literally on a call right now. She'll go, you want to call?
Yeah.
Yes. And I'm like,
fuck off.
Yeah. And then she'll sit down on the bed and I'm like, Mom, what are you doing? Yeah. She's like lurking behind me. She's funny. I love her to pieces. But when she does that, I got this, I start chuckling on my desk because I can just feel it behind me.
You mummy's boy.
Man. Hey?
Your mummy's boy.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Man. 100%.
I can tell straight away. You already mentioned her 3-4 times in the episode.
Yeah, she's a legend. She's a absolute legend. She's done a lot for me. To be fair, my parents, I got my stepdad and my mum, they've been together for like 20 years now. 20 years. That makes me feel old. And then, yeah.
You're not old, bro. You aren't even in your prime yet.
True. Very true.
You're premature, bro.
Halfway to 50.
Premature. 45 is your prime.
I feel like there's like a bad conception of like...
Bro, you're doing all of the things that you need to do to nurture this thing, which is your body. So 100%. Your prime will not be until that age.
Yeah.
I feel like even like the age of 50. Sorry, we've just cut out what you're saying, bro, about your marge.
No,
sorry, but I was just gonna say, like, when you're like even at 50, like it's seen as such an old age, but it's not. Like I view myself in my like when I'm 50 being a fucking animal.
You know, when you look at your export and it's on 50%, you think, fuck me, I've still got loads to go.
Yeah.
So why don't you look at it in your life?
Yeah.
Bro, you're at 25% of your export. It still says 4 hours and 74 minutes, whatever it's going to say.
Yeah.
And it's going to be longer than that.
Yeah.
Like, if you have that perspective of it,
for sure,
you're not old, bro. You're premature.
I think one of the main things that is it's very apparent right now, just going back to the music industry, like slightly, is like people are blowing up in no time. They're making a track, they're putting it on TikTok and it's going crazy, viral. And they've got Sony on the phone to them the next day, signing them. And for someone like me who's been actually grafting, you know, teaching myself to make music for 10 years, to still not have had that huge break, you've then I got to step back sometimes and think, right, no, it's a process. I do my thing. I keep making music, and it's at some point it's gonna blow. It's close now. We've got like a deal that's coming.
Congratulations, man. Sick. Well done.
So
it's like you say, bro. It's the small wins that accumulate to that big win, 100%. Which would be that Sony deal or something like that. You know,
I feel like it's not as fun. I feel like it'd be way more fun to like tomorrow if we close the deal for like 100 G's a month. Like that would be like sick. Well, but the journey is part of it.
What's not fun about that? Of course, it's going to be more fun.
No. I know. But like the journey
will it be
is
as
like
fulfilling after though.
That's what I'm talking about.
100%.
Like then that kid that made some random track when he was 20 years old and it blew up overnight on TikTok and he's forgotten about and washed in a year's time. Like he didn't put in the work, so he doesn't understand that he has to keep doing it.
Exactly, it's consistency. Absolutely. I mean, you look at like if you rewind 15 years in the music industry. So this is like when all your David Guettas, your Martin Garrix, your Aviciis are all in their primes. They're like all absolutely coming out of the woodwork and, you know, releasing hits. They're all like 30, 35 when they even get big. So that's how it used to be. It used to be that like they worked almost their whole like premature and youth life and to then get to a point where did something just go off?
Nah, just one of the lights.
Just altered it.
They work like all of that time, that period of time, which is like probably 15, 20 years of their working life to then even get to that point, that top point. So I think it kind of does put it into perspective that things still, even with this whole like TikTok generational thing, things still do take time to last. That's like the most important thing is you've got to be able to continue whatever you're doing. If you can make a hit, like you're seeing that kid, if you can make that one hit, you've got to make 10. Because if not, everything's going to just plateau and disappear. And you spend all your money because you think, I've done it now. I can spend these 10 G's I just got for a record deal.
I was going to say, one thing though, is like, you know, these guys that do blow up from TikTok.
Yeah.
I do. Have you seen, his name's Ants Live? Have you seen him or not? He's quite a new guy. He recently did an ad with Arsenal.
Ants.
He's quite new onto the scene. That's his name, Ants Live.
Ants Live.
I couldn't tell you where he's from. No, he's going to be from London if he did an ad with Arsenal. If you search him on TikTok, I'm pretty sure it's Ants Live. But he dropped a song which like blew up, and like since then, he's been going at it. Like he was grinding before as well.
What, ants is in like just ants?
Yeah, like spelled like ants.
Yeah.
It's a rapper.
Oh, yeah, I got it, yeah.
His videos are cool as fuck.
Yeah, he seems to be going up. He's getting like pretty good views. This guy, yeah.
Yeah. He dropped like he's just dropped some cool videos, bro. Like one blew up. Like he was grafting before, and like one blew up, and it was this crazy music video that he did. And like his music videos after, like he's really gone heavy into the visuals. Like and he captivated his audience with the visuals, and he stayed doing these crazy music videos.
This is like when you see kids like this doing this, they're either this. I feel like there's two situations. They're either coming from money, and their parents are like, just you take whatever you need to get
or
big.
Complete opposite.
Or the complete opposite, and they are just like they're grafting away a 9-5 and using that money to fly themselves to Paris and get some videos, hold the Eiffel Tower or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like, and obviously either way that swings, it's investment, but I feel like organic investment and like your own doing,
pouring your heart and soul into
better.
something.
Yeah, because then people, it feels raw then to people.
I think it
resonates
with
through.
the audience. You took the words out of my mouth.
Yeah,
it resonates with someone so much
100%.
more when it has 100%. That authentic feel to it. That you know what they did that.
People just sense it. You can sense it instantly.
One thing that I think is harder, like I wouldn't say that we don't come, like me and Chris, we don't come from somewhere where like everything, like top of the food chain, but like we're not, like we're somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
And I feel like comfortable. And I feel like when you step away from something where you're comfortable to do your own thing,
yeah.
Like I think that is maybe even harder than the bottom. Like when everything's guaranteed and we know that we're going to be okay.
Yeah.
But to step away and do our own thing from like ground zero,
that's a big ballsy move.
And because you really, really, you break the status quo, because we had this conversation yesterday in the gym, and it was something as simple as H's sister saying to him, do you want a Nando's? And H 2 years ago saying, yeah, what do you want? Let's get some extra stuff, and it's done. Bing, bing, bing.
Yeah.
To the change in mentality of, I'm self-funded now. I don't have the paycheck every single week coming in. I'm going to work X amount of hours, and I'm going to get X amount of pay.
Yeah.
And it's going to be good, and I'm okay.
Yeah.
It's now, I'm taking the minimum out of my business so that everything can be reinvested.
Mm-hmm.
So I went from being relatively wealthy for somebody at our age, being 16, 17, 18 and taking home £500-600 a week in profit.
Yeah.
You're killing it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
To being 22 and not even taking on a weekly basis half of that.
Yeah.
It's a big switch with more responsibilities, with a car to fill up, with, do you know what I mean? H has had 2 crashes which haven't been his fault in the last 6 months. Yeah. Guess who had to pay for them? Do you know what I mean? It's that
crazy
transition from I've always been okay, if not been doing more than okay, to I'm building something for myself and my future self right now, but the process of doing it means that my value, my level of living is so much less. And that adjustment is so tough. It's so hard.
I agree. It's difficult to, if you want to build a business, you have to understand that you're going to have to put yourself through some pretty tough times in order to do that. Because by no means is it easy to build a business. And like you're saying there, you've kind of got to realize at a point in time that all of those fancy things like going out for dinner every night and things that you might want to do and feel the urge to do because you're like, well, the money's there, so why don't I just go ahead and do it? Like going for a Nando's on a Tuesday night or going for dinner at San Carlo on a Wednesday because your friend says, oh, let's just go grab dinner or let's just go grab a couple of drinks. It all adds up. And, your business has then got less money to reinvest in paying the staff or doing this or doing that or buying a new camera or buying a new light or whatever it is to better your business and better your chances of taking on new clientele. Because you might then, because you've got a new camera, you can then get a new guy in and another camera operator, and then say, right, so instead of doing 2 jobs today, we're doing 3. And we're going to make 6 Gs today instead of 2 Gs, or whatever it is, like the calculations. That's like the scalability of when you start to realize that that's how quickly you can scale things and how efficiently and like you have to manage things. It's so, you have to be so like meticulous about it. But until you do that,
it's the game, bro.
It's like
I think at the start, like the first, like those baby years of a business, you're treading on glass. And it's like one place where you fuck up, it's like shit.
You could really wipe yourself.
Be done, yeah.
But at the same time, one right move can change everything.
Yeah.
Damn straight.
Can change fucking everything.
I was going to share a little something about business recently, and something that like is probably very useful to people.
Something that happened to you?
Yeah, this is something that like has happened within my business recently. Is using the tools around you that are available is so important now more than ever, because you've got powerful tools and websites and connection like LinkedIn. So I'm going to talk about a little bit about LinkedIn. So I'm in a position, I've got a guy working for me full time. I want to upscale the business. I want to, take on something really big, and take the business to that next level. So I started like searching, reaching out to people. But the first person that I reached out to was a guy of a big restaurant chain, the CEO of a big restaurant chain. So on my LinkedIn Premium, whatever it's called, you can message people without being connected to them. So they'll receive that message because you've got a premium account. And within a couple hours, he called me. So I wasn't expecting it. So I hadn't prepared myself for this call to come in from this guy. So I basically said, look, I've had a look at your socials. I feel like me and my team could really rocket the socials. Here's my number. Give me a call. Because I didn't want to go into it too much in that message with him. I just wanted to keep it short, concise, snappy, and say, look, if it sounds interesting, just call me. So he calls me, and we're now like a few weeks later down the line. We've been back and forth negotiations and about to get like a very big deal across the line. But to me, that was like the first time I've got like a big deal like that across all this. It's not done, but it's like we're in the final 2 proposals stage. But it's shown me how easy it is to access those people. If you want to search who's the CEO of, I don't know, Sony, who's the CEO of Impossible in Manchester, whatever it is, if you do enough digging, you can find them and you can speak to them. Like, it's so easy. You can connect with anyone anywhere. Like Instagram don't do that because they don't see it.
I want to know what the brand is.
Huh?
I want to know what the brand is.
I can't say
Bro,
that.
You don't have to say.
I can't say that. I can tell you. Well, it's a restaurant chain that they're northern based, but like they've got a lot of chains, but yeah, it's just shown to me that like it's one of those stages of a process where you as a normal person may think it's not possible to connect with that person because they're up there, but I'm not talking Elon Musk level, right? I'm talking like just like below that, but CEO of a big company. If you want to connect with them, search them, dig into them, like find out about them, find out about their company and what they do, and then just approach them. Just like it's so simple. Just go on, like LinkedIn is so good for it. After that,
and just offer some value.
Yeah, like
you came in with value. You weren't pushy.
100%.
It was, I think we could do this. I've already seen it.
Yeah.
I already know what I could do. If this sounds good, just pick up the phone, man.
People nowadays, they really like temptation. There are temptations that fly around everywhere. There are adverts that fly around everywhere. If you see an advert on a billboard, it's temptation. Like if you see an advert for like Pringles, it's temptation. And you think, oh, I quite like a packet of Pringles. So if you send a message to someone and say, even if you're a DJ, if you're a producer, if you're a videographer, a photographer, if you don't send that message, you're never going to know. if you think, nah, they're never going to reply to that. I ain't going to send that message to Sony. I ain't going to send that message to, I don't know, whoever it's going to be. If you don't send it, what's ever going to happen?
You don't shoot, you don't score.
Yeah, exactly. You don't shoot, don't score. And that has just proven to me recently, so like purely proven to me that I thought that guy was never going to reply because he's going to be too busy. He's going to have shit going on. Like, but in 2 hours, he called me and was like, let's talk about it. Send me a proposal. And then within a day, I'd sent the proposal to him. And then, you know, we've spent the last 2 weeks. I met them in person. And then here we are about to close the deal within a 3-week period. That to me is like mind-blowing shit.
Congrats, by the way.
Thank you.
It sounds like it's a big deal and it means
I just
a lot
wanted to
you,
share it because like it is so important for you to just shoot your shot, whatever it is. Like even if it's the biggest of big that you could ever imagine and you want to get employed by that company and you think you've got what it takes, do it. Like go for it. Shoot your shot. But don't shoot your shot in like such a poor way that they're not even going to pay attention. If you need to spend 6 hours making a proposal that is shit hot and is going to get you that job, spend those 6 hours. Knuckle down, make it, but also be prepared that you ain't going to get it. But then you've got a proposal that is...
You can slightly adjust.
Yeah, you can slightly adjust and tweak and amend and learn from other people. Send it to your friends. Send it to your business associates or whoever you work with and say, can you read through this and tell me what you think stands out or doesn't stand out? Do
your due diligence.
Yeah, absolutely. And just use every source around you to make that proposal or whatever you're doing to be the pure best thing that it can be, so that when you approach that company who you always wanted to work for, they're going to look at that and think they've really put thought and time into this, so we're going to give them our time of day. Because they absolutely will. I believe that like 9 times out of 10 people will give you their time of day, even if they're not going to give you the job. They may just like give you that moment to talk and be in that moment with them, because I just feel like when you give someone your time of day, they're going to give you it back, because it's just so pure. It's so like personal. Yeah. That was a bit of a blabber, but yeah.
No, bro, that was beautiful.
I enjoyed that.
I think that's a really beautiful way to end a really beautiful podcast. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Thank you, man.
It's been a fun episode.
It's been great. It's been great fun.
It's been quite intimate, I think.
Well, that's my emotional side. Do you know what? This is the thing. Like when I speak to people, I've had a few people in the last sort of few months that I've met like on networking events or wherever, and they've called me like a few days after and felt like refreshed by the conversation we had, because I put a lot of like thought and energy and emotion into it. Every single conversation I have with people, there's always emotion involved in it, because I feel like that is the best way to portray things in life, is with feeling and emotion and real passion to it. Because if you ain't doing something passionately, you ain't doing it at all. Like, simple.
And like we said earlier as well, that's what sticks. That's what people remember.
100%.
The feeling.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sure.
I feel like I've taken a lot from this episode, as well as getting to meet somebody else. We gave you a couple of business proposals as well.
There you go.
Not a proposal.
I'm expecting to see that content, bro.
Yeah, and we want a commission of your TikTok Creator Fund as well once you start going viral.
I'm already signed up. That's it. We're done. Sign the deal.
But yeah, man, thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
We know you're a busy dude, and you didn't have to travel to us today and sit down and do this. So thank you so much on behalf of the listeners that have obviously taken something from you. Thank you as well. Plug everything that you have going on before we round off.
I have going on.
All of the socials you need to let people know to direct them to.
Well, I'll give my main socials, because these guys are doing content as well. So
you can. How about this? You can send me all the links of the things that you want to push, and we'll put them in the description for the.
But I ain't gonna plug my creative agency here, because these guys are obviously killing it. So
what a man! What a man! So yeah, if you want any content creation, don't go to him. Fuck him. Come to us.
Don't come to me.
But yeah, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in to yet another episode.
Yeah, love. We'll catch you later. Make sure you fucking subscribe as well.
Yeah, do all of that stuff. I'm a little bit taken back, to be honest. Like, comment, subscribe. Turn the bell notifications on so you get notified every time we release a podcast. And we'll see you all next week.
Love. We'll catch you later. Episode 42.
Peace.
Amazing.
Enjoyed that, bro.
That was beautiful, man.